Welcome to Get Creative. I'm Shelly Hall, and this is your creative news for the week of July 21st, 2008, brought to you by CreativePro.com. This week's edition is sponsored by iStock Photo, the world's preeminent collection of member-generated, royalty-free images at the world's best prices. Here is this week's Master in a Minute.
In this week's Master in a Minute, we're going to take a look at the Warp tool in Adobe Photoshop and see how you can add a realistic page curl to an image. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do with your image is you have to duplicate the background. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this background and take the original background, and I am going to fill it with white. That way we have zero background behind when we actually turn the page. The next thing that we need to do is add kind of a gradient fill to the bottom left corner where our actual page turn will be. And I've already got some guides set up, and we actually split our page into 9 equal sections. Now I'm going to take my marquee tool and I'm going to go ahead on my actual image layer, select this bottom right corner, and make sure that you have the gradient tool selected and you want the black to white gradient. And you're going to take the gradient tool, draw it across the bottom corner. This looks good. We're getting there. Okay, now I'm going to deselect this, and the next element that I want to be able to access is the Warp tool itself. So if I select Edit, Transform, Warp, I get little handles across my page that I can pull any of these elements into a warp. So I'm going to grab this bottom left corner. Look what happens. This is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and drag this page corner right up to about right here. And then I select to apply the transform by clicking my check mark. The next thing that I want to do is apply a drop shadow to this particular layer. So I select Layer, Layer Style, Blending Options, and I'm going to select Drop Shadow. And I'm just going to change a couple of little adjustments here, like the size. And I'm going to go ahead and select OK. And you've just made a very realistic page curl in Photoshop using the Warp tools, and you've just mastered it in a minute.
So the wait is over and the iPhone 3G is here. People all over the world stood in line for hours just to be one of the first to get their hands on the new phone. I knew better simply because I remembered, which a lot of folks seem to have forgotten, what happened last year at the original iPhone launch. Servers crashed, iPhone activation problems, network overload. Shall I continue? Well, the iPhone 3G was definitely the star of the show last week. However, in my opinion, the iPhone 2.0 software upgrade, free to existing iPhone customers, along with the App Store, is the key to real productivity. The App Store has over 750 apps, with more being added every day. One of the most significant apps for creative pros is the companion application to OmniFocus from the Omni Group. OmniFocus is a fabulous task management application that won Best of Show at this year's Macworld. The OmniFocus web app for the iPhone is just $19.99 and syncs seamlessly with the desktop version through MobileMe or a WebDAV enabled server. To find out more about this app and many more, head to www.apple.com. Speaking of task management, I would like to tell you about InnerTrack, an easy-to-use project tracking program that automatically keeps track of all the time you spend on different projects throughout the day. All you do is click to start and stop the timer. InnerTrack is a very simple and easy-to-use application, and it's very simple to deploy for both Mac and Windows. And we'll also be releasing an iPhone version shortly. A free trial is available for download now at www.inertron.com. Keeping in that same line of discussion, if you are a mid to large creative organization, you're looking for a project management solution that goes beyond just tracking timesheets and expenses, then you should take a look at Workamajig. Workamajig gives you tools for vendors, project managers, accounting, creative staff, and clients. You even have the ability to manage all aspects of company meetings, trade shows, and events. To find out more, visit Workamajig on the web at www.workamajig.com, where you can access an interactive product demonstration. Simply click on Test Drive and you can experience it for yourself. And last but not least, I would like to tell you about a website that offers high quality, free textures for your graphic design and photography projects. The site is called lostandtaken.com, little play on lost and found, and is run by photographer Caleb Kimbrough. Caleb states the only thing you can't do with the images is to use them in their original states as your own stock photography, and don't sell them as your own or host them elsewhere. So go find and use these very cool free textures at www.lostandtaken.com. So that's all the creative news I have for the week of July 21st, 2008. Be sure to check out all of our Get Creative videos at creativepro.com. Where else? This is Shelley Hall with Get Creative. Y'all have a great week. Take care.